Hey guys, welcome to day 2 of the Minecraft Decameron. It's been a while since I played this, since I played in this world, and yeah. So the last time that I recorded in this world, I told you guys the story of the bat in my apartment when I was, first dating Kevin. And, yeah, now I'm going to go back even further. I'm going to try, if I can, to make every one of these a more personal story, so things that have happened in my life. The prompt for today's episode was, or the topic, whatever, is a story that is a misadventure that ends happily. So I had to think really hard about what I could talk about for this one, because, I don't know, I don't think of most of my stories as misadventures ending happily. But there is one that I guess kind of fits the topic. I don't really know. You guys can decide. But yeah, so I think I will tell that to you. And while I'm doing that, I've got to figure out what am I gonna do in this world? I don't even know. I guess I should build something. Ugh. If you know me, you probably know that I don't really like building stuff in Minecraft very much, but I do it anyway because, yep, sometimes you have to have shelter. So, first, before I start my story, or are you kidding me? Get out. Stupid nitwit. Get out. Go on! So I can close it back up. Get out of the way, please. Excuse you. There. Don't go back in there, okay? It's dangerous. So, yeah, I guess I should figure out what I'm gonna do. Am I going to build? I could build, like, right here. This is a pretty nice little spot. Maybe I'll do that. Okay, so, I'll build a house in the village. Why not? Now, I had originally thought of building something else entirely other than a... other than just a house. But the thing is, I have a hard time playing and telling stories at the same time, so I know I'm probably going to have an easier time trying to make a house than to make anything more, you know, elaborate. So, I can tell you guys what I was going to make, though, maybe in a later episode. I don't know. It may come up. Okay, so, just gonna make a house for now. And a little path connecting it to the rest of the village, I guess. I say a little house and then I start taking like all of this grass out. But yeah, gives me plenty of room to look around. Okay, so I guess I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh, whoops. I guess I can start telling my story. So this is the story of my very first official, I suppose, spring break. I have had spring break all throughout school, but this is the first time that I ever actually went on a spring break where it's kind of like what you would see in the movies. So yes, this is the story of my spring break. And it takes place in 2005. So yeah, I was a senior in college. That tells you how old I am. So yeah, 2005, I was a senior in college, and it was spring break. Okay. I'm gonna have to count blocks here so I can figure out what I'm doing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So, I'm gonna get distracted really, really easily. Don't have enough stuff. Okay. So it was spring break and I was at home with my parents because I lived at home with my parents during spring break. That's just how it was. I lived in a dorm when I was in college, all throughout college. I think I mentioned that in the last episode. So yes, I lived in a dorm throughout college. Well, different dorms. And I had to go home for spring break because the dorms close. when it's spring break, you can't just stay there on campus. You have to go home. So I was home for spring break. And half of spring break had already gone by. It was Wednesday night. Nothing too interesting had happened. It was Wednesday night, and I was at home watching Lost with my dad. And it's one of the very few shows that my dad and I would watch together. So we were watching Lost. It was the very first season of Lost. And I actually looked it up because I know the exact date that this happened on. And it was the day that, in that episode that day, Locke and Boone found the beechcraft, and you know what happens from there if you've watched the show. And at the very end, Locke beats on the hatch and a light comes on inside of it. It's very intriguing and woo, okay, what's going on here? Oh no, there's a skeleton. Oh, I forgot I have a resource pack on. Well, that was interesting. Okay, can I turn that off, please? Where's that at? There it is. Okay. The skeletons have laser guns in that resource pack. Get out of here. Okay. So, I was watching Lost. That happened, and I was kind of like, oh wow, this is really cool. What's going on with this hatch? And then suddenly I got a phone call. And the phone call was from my best friend. I've been best friends with her since we were 3 years old. That's when we met, when we were 3, and we've been best friends ever since. So, I was with my, what am I saying? So she called and she was crying and I knew that something terrible had happened. So, I asked her what was wrong and she said, it looks like you're not going to be a bridesmaid, because she was engaged at the time and had been engaged for about a year, and her fiance decided that he didn't want to get married right away. He didn't want to have a wedding. And yeah, so she was very upset and she said, can you go with me to the beach? I just need to get away. So I said, of course I can. I will pack my bags right now and you come pick me up and we will go to the beach. So that's how my story starts. So we head down to the beach and it is the end of March of 2005. We get down to the beach. Well, actually we don't get all the way down to the beach because of course she called at, what time would that have been? It was rather late because Lost had just gone off. So we couldn't, she wanted to leave right then. So, we left. And, as soon as she came to pick me up, we left. And, we couldn't get down to the beach in, oh no, no. Get out of here. Go ahead, blow it up. Do it. Okay. I need to smelt up some iron. Sorry, I'm getting distracted again. Let's go ahead and do 2 of those. So we head out to the beach, but it was really late, so we had to stop on the way because we live like, 4 or 5 hours from the beach, and we wouldn't have been able to, find a good place to stay and everything that night. So we stopped on the way in some town in the southern part of Alabama because we were on our way to Panama City Beach, Florida. So, stopped somewhere. I can't remember exactly where. I think I know where it was, but I'm not completely sure, so I won't say. But it was this, like, really nasty looking place. I don't know. It was a really cheapo hotel kind of place and looked really dirty and gross, but it was on the way and it was a place where we could stop and sleep, spend the night, and it was really cheap. So, stopped there and walked into our room, and in our room, the sheets they looked disgusting, so we didn't want to sleep on them. So we slept above the covers And also, there was this really weird looking stain on the wall. It looked like someone had pooped and spread that poop all over the wall in the shape of a duck. So it was weird. It wasn't something that we wanted in the room, but you know, whatever, we didn't get to choose. So it was a really, really gross place to stop and have to sleep. But we did it anyway. So the next day we head on down to the beach. We get there, we get into our hotel there, and the hotel there was fine. We were both 21 at the time, and it was spring break and everything, so we went and bought some Smirnoff Ice because that's what you drink when you don't like beer. And we also bought stuff to make Jaeger bombs. So, yeah. Broke 3 of the bottles of Smirnoff Ice when I dropped it on the ground. So that was a tragedy right there. And then we basically sat in the hotel the whole time, or most of the time, because it rained every single day that we were there. It was like torrential rain, like downpours. There was no way you could really even go out on the beach. So I don't even think we put our bathing suits on at all because it just rained all the time. It would not stop raining. And since it was raining and everything, the red flags were up, so you couldn't even go out into the water, and you didn't want to go out on the beach anyway since it was raining so hard, and rain can, you know, it stings you if it's like raining really hard. So there was no way for us to even go out there. I mean, there was no reason for us to even go out there. So we stayed in the hotel most of the time and watched TV. And we decided, you know, we've got to go out. We've got to go do something. We can't just stay in the hotel the whole time that we're here. So we found this place that had it was like a little mini golf place. And luckily the mini golf course was inside, and they used, they had like glow in the dark golf balls that you could use. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, kept raining. They also had a haunted house there, and we went into the haunted house and got really scared, and that was kind of funny but also really scary. And at the very end of the haunted house, they chased us out with a chainsaw. So that was fun. So not the best experience, and yeah, not a lot that we could do because, you know, as I said, it was still raining. It would not stop. So we went to a club, which wasn't really fun because I'm not really the kind of person who likes guys just coming up to hit on me because it's kind of weird. I don't like it. And that happened, and I didn't like it. So, didn't have fun at the club. And then the next, well, let's see, actually got to the beach on a Thursday. Friday was probably, like, all of Thursday we spent inside the hotel. Friday was the day that we went out and actually played mini golf and stuff like that. And then, let's see, what was that? I said Friday, yeah. And then Saturday, we spent most of the day watching TV because the Pope died. Pope John Paul II died while we were on our spring break, and that was all that was on TV, was the Pope. The Pope was dead. Oh, shoot. Get away from me, little thing. You guys need to get out of there, too. So, yeah, the Pope died, which kind of ruined any kind of TV that we might want to watch. Sorry, any Catholics out there. I don't mean to be, like, I don't know. Whatever. Blasphemous, I don't know. yeah, I'm not Catholic, so I don't really know that much about things like that. And so yeah, so that was a fun Saturday. So basically, are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. Sorry, chicken, you're gonna have to die. Ow. I'm sorry. So basically, it was not a very fun spring break. And yeah, I guess those could be that could all be considered. Why did I put that in there? I wanted to cook up my potatoes. Considered misadventures, I suppose. I don't really know. So yeah, weird, bad, not so good stuff happened. And then what else? Was that the whole thing? Oh, the other thing about the whole trip was that we had to keep it a secret because her fiance, she didn't want her fiance to know. So this whole thing, all of this stuff was happening, and he would call her and she would have to pretend that we were not at the beach. And yeah, not exactly the best way to start a, you know, to have a relationship. But yeah, so it was all a secret. And I don't think he ever found out about it. And it doesn't matter now anyway, because they ended up getting married and getting divorced. And now she's remarried to someone that I actually like. I never liked the first guy. But I really like her husband now. She's the one who just got married like a month ago, about a month ago. And I really like her new husband. He's pretty cool. So yeah, it was not what we wanted in a spring break, but it was what we got. And then finally, the last night, Saturday night, the night that, you know, the Pope had died that day and everything was the Pope on TV. And we were kind of thinking maybe we should just go home. This is really boring. There's nothing to do. It's still raining because it rained every single day, like I said. And then we met these guys who were a lot younger than us because we were seniors in college. They were seniors in high school. So we were bad influences on these poor little 18-year-old boys. And the thing you might not have known about me is that at this point, I had never kissed a guy. I was a senior in college and had never been kissed. That is the... my God. Okay, so anyway, that Saturday night, we hung out with those guys. And I made out with one of them. So yeah, I had my very first kiss on spring break that we thought was just gonna be the worst spring break ever. But then, look what happens. I end up having my first kiss, getting to make out with someone the first time, and it was alright, I guess. And I never saw the guy again. The end. But yeah, so it all turned out okay. We had, I mean, despite the fact that all of that stuff happened, we still had a great time because anytime that we're together and hanging out, we have fun because yeah, she's my best friend. And yeah, she is the best person to have a misadventure with. Especially if it ends on a happy note, like, you know, something like that. Anyway, so despite all of the problems, we still had a great time. And we still look back on that fondly. Yeah. And I guess that's all for my story. I hope that it was good enough. Okay, and now the sun is up, so I guess that is the end of this day, and I will see you guys in day 3. Not sure when that will happen because I'm moving, and yeah, so I probably won't be able to do day 3 until August. But I know what the theme is, and I think I already have a story for it. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye!